Boom, what's up everyone? Welcome to Simulation. I'm your host, Alan Sakyan. Really excited to be talking about street life. We're gonna be talking about humanizing other people. We have with us Juju, Julius. What's up, man? Thanks for coming out of the show, brother.
Thank you for having me.
Really appreciate it. So Juju, I'm really excited. We met right there in Stevenson Street, right in the back, right there on Market, but like it's right just past Market Street. It's right next to Market Street.
Famous Stevenson Alley.
Stevenson Alley, right between 6th and 7th, and there's a community back there. And you know, when we were back there, we were talking to you, we were talking to some other people, and it was really nice to just get to know other people back there, and just to talk to you about your life, even for an extended period of time, rather than just walking by each other.
Yeah.
Now, and so since then we've kept in touch, and we've been wanting to sit down together. So now it's good we get to sit down together. Juju, I want to ask you about your life. I want to hear, and I want to express what you're gonna teach people about, like who you are, where you came from, to other people, so we can try and really humanize the conversation. Juju, you're born in Fairfield, California.
707.
707.
Yeah.
And you were born to both mom and dad were around?
No, I never knew my dad. I lived with my mom up until I think I was like 4 or 5. My half-sister's grandparents got custody of me, and I stayed with them up until I was about 11, almost 12.
Why did your mom stop taking care of you?
My mom was, heavy on drugs, you know what I mean, like doing what she does. And I guess she wasn't suitable as a mother at the time, but she's more than a mother to me, so I don't know, like I really don't know. I was told lies my whole life about what this and this about my real side of my family, and I believed it up until like I was 18. So like, and to this day I still don't really know my family like that, because my tribulations, I guess. That's what.
Yeah. Were you hiding? Like, why'd you decide to lie about what happened with your family?
No, not lie. I was told lies.
Oh, you were told lies. My bad.
Yeah, I was told lies.
Like you were told lies by your half sisters.
Yeah, my other side of my family. Like I guess what I would say.
And what were they saying?
My mom was on drugs. She was abusive.
And those were lies?
I mean, yeah. My mom, for me, was just another woman surviving out here in these streets. You know what I mean? Like these streets were here before me. They were here before her.
Yeah.
And you feel me? So, like sometimes you can't avoid them. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, as much as you want to try, you feel me? Like just to be like good on the other side, or people like to say, normie. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's I don't know. Like that's my that's my mom. You know what I mean? Like I really don't know her. Like I don't barely know my mom at all. I feel like I only met her a few times, and the little bit I have, she's been my best friend.
She has been.
Yeah.
You've met her now throughout your life again. You've went back.
I probably seen her like twice since I got took from her, and it was never more than like a couple of days. I talk to her all the time on the phone. She tells me she loves me. I have a little brother and sister I haven't met that live in North Carolina with her. And
she moved to North Carolina.
Yeah, my mom's an amazing woman. She got a job. She has 2 kids, or 2 more kids.
2 more kids,
and,
a new home.
No, she's doing it all by herself.
Wow.
All by herself. She was like a cook. She just changed her whole life. She moved to California and changed her whole life around. But yeah, other than that.
Can we give a shout out to your mom? I'm just saying, because we should also try to get a chance to. I mean, would you like to see each other?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I've been.
She's in North Carolina, right?
I've been trying to get to see my mom. I've been trying to get back there forever. Every time I go there, but the only thing that always holds me.
These are the little things that we can do.
Is probation, parole, or I'll have the money and then something happens. You feel me? I go back to jail. You know what I mean? Like, but.
We'll create a separate.
Yeah, I'm already inspired to.
We can create a separate fund, because there are some people that are trying to help collaborate with what we're doing and fund some of the some of the interviews that we have to travel to go do. So it would be interesting to create like a $500 fund for you to go see your mom.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, and see how many people. We're gonna put that link.
$500. What are you gonna do? Put him on a fucking bus?
No,
I'm just saying. Yeah, but you know how much? What year you living in?
$250.
You know how much it costs to get to North Carolina and back? A little spending money, buy a fucking sandwich. Come on, $500.
Ron, you know what? If you shoot too high, people might not contribute to it. So I'm trying to be as
Well, let's go on with the show and let's talk about that later.
That's very interesting. We're gonna put a link in the bio for you guys to check out. We'll make a little. We'll start aiming to make a contribution to doing this, because that's a really good idea for people that like what you're describing right now. This is this third time going to be able to see your mom.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
And like I have a little sister that I never met, and
where's she? Is she in North Carolina
she's
also?
North Carolina. She lives with my mom. So
now, why don't you tell us a bit more about, when you're growing up, you actually ended up passing more time with your half sister's grandparents.
Yeah. So back to that. I started with my grandpa. I kind of remember. I took like around Easter time at school. I was in kindergarten in school, and some U.S. Marshals took me, and they put me on an airplane. And like my grandparents, I love them to death. You know what I mean? Like, I love them straight to death. But it's just like the lies and stuff. You feel me? And I could never get answers to it. Like when I was 11, my grandma had a really bad stroke, and she went from being like everyone called me grandma's boy when I was little, and like the only person I eat for would be her. So that was like my best friend, and she had a really bad stroke. So she went from being my grandma, mom, best friend, whatever you want to call it, to being like a 3-year-old child. So like that's when I started really acting up in school and stuff, and like it put a lot of stress on my grandfather, like his heart, you know what I mean? And it basically, I guess, he had a heart attack. His heart exploded in his chest, and like I said, my grandma, she went from being an adult to a 3-year-old. So like, if you have experience with toddlers like to cry wolf a lot, and I guess my grandma was actually always screamed for help all the time, but this time she really needed help, and I let her scream for like 2 hours.
Whoa!
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what was my problem. But I finally decided to go see where my grandpa's at. Like, what is he like? What's going on? You know what I mean? Like, my favorite TV show's on, and I go into the room, and she's standing up, which is weird because she was in a wheelchair. She's standing up, and she's pointing on the side of the bed. And I was 11 years old, and I've been around the corner of the bed, and my grandfather was laid out. He took his last breath right in front of me. And I called 911. The ambulance came. They made me sit in the front yard and put a blanket over me so I didn't see everything him coming out. And
how old were you?
11.
Right.
That was my first experience with seeing something like that. And I waited at my neighbor's house till my dad got off work. My sister's dad, really. He's my stepdad. And he got off work. He went to the hospital, and they told me he was gone. From there, I went from like extended family members' houses, you feel me? Like, I acted up. I didn't know how to act, you feel me? I just rebelled against everything. I tried to find my grandma, I guess, in other girls. It was kind of weird, you know what I mean? But not like some weirdo stuff. But
no, that's not weird. That's what most people
like that loving feeling,
yeah,
loving, nurturing feeling,
whatever the
you know?
love you knew growing up.
I got kicked out of family members' houses for most of the time over a girl or something, or riding my skateboard, and like that's my weakness, skateboards. And she, so my dad.
Juju, we need to see your eyes.
My dad,
no, that's all right. Yeah, it's all
dad. So I finally go back to my dad's house with now I'm happy, I'm Juice. You know what I mean? Like, living with my grandparents, anything I wanted, you know what I mean? Anything I wanted to stick my mind to or do, they'll make sure I do it. Like, if I want a skateboard, they give me a skateboard. If I want a bike, they give me a bike. If I want a dirt bike, they give me a dirt bike. So that was my second hobby. I rode dirt bikes I ride dirt bikes really, really well. And Like, so I'm with my dad. Cool. My dad marries this like mail-order bride from the Philippines, and she does not like kids at all.
You wouldn't just be with your grandma. She didn't.
They put her in a nursing home.
They put her in a nursing home.
Yeah, nobody could take care of her
because she was in a wheelchair.
Because she had a stroke.
She had a stroke.
Yeah, and so I don't even know if she's still alive. I haven't seen her since a while. Since I was like 14, that was the last time I seen her.
And she was in Fairfield, and your dad is in Fairfield too?
My dad moved to the Philippines. He quit his job at the prison, Vacaville prison, and went to the Philippines.
And then what did you do at that time?
I got put in foster care.
Put in foster care.
And
that was at 14, you said?
No, around 12. It was all around the time my grandpa died.
So around 12 years old. Wow.
Yeah. 7th grade was my first year in foster care.
No one else left in the family to take care of you?
Nope.
Yeah.
No, like the people who did, I fucked it up. You know what I mean? Like, I was always told, like, on the real side of my family, when I finally went there, I was raised up to hate that side of the family. So, like, anything they said, I would think it would be, like, bad for me. So, I ruined a lot of relationships, which I kind of regret. But, like, they still care about me. I know they do, but there's just so much that people could do and push you so far until they have to be like, oh, I'm cool, and they're going to wash their hands of you.
Damn. So when you're 12 and you're put into foster care, what does that feel like? What is that like?
That day was probably the second worst day of my life after my grandfather died. My dad basically told me and my sister that one had to go stay with my mom, and the other one would stay out here with him, or stay out here. He didn't say with him, but me and my sister took it as with him. Like I told you before, I was raised up on lies about my mom and dad. So, I mean, about my mom and my real side of my family. So my sister, being the older one, said she would go out there, and I'll stay out here. And one day, my dad was just like, "We're going to McDonald's," with all my stuff in the car, and we drove past McDonald's, and then he dropped me off at the police station. It was like January 4th.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
So here we are. Let's talk about right now.
That was the day Juju was born.
Hey.
Holy shit. Yeah. What was your birth name?
My birth name is Julius.
Julius, yeah.
Yeah.
And what the fuck at 12 with your stuff being dropped off at the station?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they dropped me off at the police station. And
how often does this happen to kids around the world?
Some people don't even get that lucky to get dropped off at the police station. Some people get dropped off in Steve's Alley. You know what I mean?
Like, yeah, they don't even get the chance to hit foster care on the way.
Yeah, some people like...
Or whatever, not to make light of the situation, but wherever you are in the world, you know, there's people... Yeah, it's so far so good, Julius. That's all I'm saying, because... Here we are today.
You're
right?
alive.
That's the way I look at it. You know,
You're
whatever
alive.
it takes to put you in your situation.
I'm 26 years old, and I'm black. You know what I mean? I'm African American, and it's out here in the streets.
Say it proud. I'm black and I'm proud.
Black and I'm proud. I mean, like out here in the streets.
I wish we could copyright some James Brown music here.
Yeah.
I wonder how James Brown had it growing up. You know?
Yeah, but like living in the streets, like. And being African American, a lot of kids don't make it to C21 either.
Exactly.
Like my little brother, rest in peace, D. Wobbler. He didn't make it until he made it until he was 20 years old. And all he did was just try to go give my sister some weed. But.
And what happened to him?
He got shot by Vacaville Police Department because they said he used his car as a weapon towards him after they called a successful pit maneuver over the radio. So if it was a police called successful pit maneuver over the radio, the car's disabled.
Yeah.
I guess my brother just turned the car back on and tried to drive away. They tried to say use the car as a weapon to ram him, but if anybody knows my little brother, he was just trying to get away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he didn't deserve to die. But that's a whole other subject.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
And then you learned about that. How old were you when you learned about that?
That was just last year.
That was last year.
Yeah, that was just last year.
Holy fuck. Okay, let's go back. These types of any time someone that passes a lot of time with humans, we've had a good amount of psychologists, psychiatrists, people that have studied, anthropologists, humans for thousands of humans, tens of thousands of humans in like their lives. And so what people usually call these moments is, you know, traumatic moments. And these moments they change the actual structure of our brain to reflect on these moments of trauma. And it's actually really difficult when you have so many stacked moments, being dropped off by your dad, your younger brother, like all this type of stuff stacks up, and it makes it really difficult to dig oneself out of the hole unless they have a good amount of support systems around them to help them. So, all right, so take us back to 12. Why is this the second worst day of your life?
Because I don't know what it was like to grow up in foster care and stuff. Like I don't even know what foster care was, you know what I mean? Like, so like I went from living, like I guess from rags to a normal life, you know what I mean? Mind you, like my grandparents, they're white, like they're white. My sister's half black, half white. So I grew up like my kid ages.
The grandparents we were talking about earlier are white.
Yes.
Okay,
white.
We should have established that a long time ago in the show. I'm just saying.
So like if people stereotypical, they like, okay, black kids are raised here. You feel me? 5 kids live in one bedroom and this and that. White kids, they all have their own bedroom and they get a million presents for Christmas. You know what I mean? Like that's just how the world is. I don't know why, but it is. And like so, basically, I was raised from white to black. So like I lived like best of both worlds in a way. So
damn.
I went to having anything to having nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucked. You know what I mean? It sucked. I had to share a room, hand-me-down clothes. I couldn't eat my favorite food that I wanted. You know what I mean? Like,
what's that?
What is your
my
favorite
food?
Yeah.
Back then it was tuna casserole for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I love tuna casserole. It's just so good to me.
All right.
Or like tuna melts. I love tuna. So I couldn't, you feel me? Like I couldn't have whatever I wanted. You know what I mean? Christmases, you know what I mean? Like I didn't have nobody Christmases. Then on the weekends, I couldn't go home to my family. You know what I mean? Like I got thrown full head on in foster care. You know what I mean? Like, but I learned quick. You know what I mean? I learned quick fighting for my stuff.
Oh yeah, what did you learn? What did you learn, Julius?
I learned how to fight. You know what I mean? I learned how to survive. I had to grow up quick.
What was the reasons why you had to learn how to fight? Like what goes on in
because
foster
like,
care?
Say I get a cool little chain like this, you know what I mean? Like that's cool, you know what I mean? Like, and then I go to sleep and I wake up and it's gone. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what happened to it. There's only 5 people in your room. Like, so like you learn how to fight, you learn how to survive, stand up for yourself. I don't want to say you learn how to be a man. For me, I never had nobody teach me how to be a man. I teach myself how to be a man. Yeah. And I'm still learning to this day. And
a boy do what he can. A man does what he wants.
You feel me? So
I just want to.
So,
yeah, sorry.
like,
Excuse me. Go ahead.
I started experience with drugs. I started smoking weed at first. I went from weed, cigarettes, to ecstasy pills, to cocaine.
And then how old was this?
This is from 12 to now. So, you know what I mean? Girls, experiencing girls, you feel me? Never go wrong with that. And then...
learning all of this.
Yeah, so like, going from not having a family to a family, like, that's all you want.
Juju, what do you want now? What do you want now out of life? What do you want to do? How old are you again? I'm
26.
sorry. 26. Yeah.
And
I just want to be content. You know what I mean? I don't want to be rich. I don't want to be
content.
famous.
Fuck that. There's no fucking content. I'm telling you.
Because if you're content,
content. You have to get content in the chaos. And what are you going to do? How are you going to, better yourself within this chaos? I hear you talking a lot about, where you've been, where you're coming from, why you do the things you do. But once you understand that, I'm more interested in what do you want? What are we going to do now? What are we going to do about why we're having Juju here on the show? I know, I'm saying, but we only have 1 hour.
Okay, great. Just slow down. Let's get there together. If we have to do another episode, we will. Just slow down a bit. We have some things to cover along the way. Juju, when did you get out of foster care?
Mentally or physically?
Give us both, and why is there a difference?
Mentally, I left foster care when I was 14 years old. I've been on the streets ever since. I learned how to survive. I learned how to eat. I learned how to feed myself.
At 14?
14 years old.
And did you move, when did you...
I ran away from every foster home they tried to put me in. If they catch me, they'll put me back in a different foster home. I'll leave.
And why was, because the freedom? Was it the freedom?
It's not the freedom.
What was it?
It's the pain, I guess. Like, I guess that's the only way I could explain it. Like, why would, like, how do you do that? Like, how do you take kids away from everything that they own, you know, like, know, you know what I mean? Everything that you know, everything that you believe in, everything, all the love, everything, and then put them in some random ass people's houses. And a lot of people don't even give a fuck about you, excuse me for cussing.
No, you can cuss.
You know what I mean? Like, they don't give a fuck about you. You know what I mean? Like, I probably had 3 good foster families ever in my entire life. I've been over like 48 of them.
Interesting. And why didn't you stay with any of those 3?
Why? Because either some type of argument or me getting in trouble. Like, I'm so used to, once I get in trouble, I get took away. You know what I mean? Like, it's just,
oh, interesting. Because
so,
you
like,
get in trouble, you go back to the foster.
Yeah, or like they'll take me away, or they'll put me away, or so now it's to the point like I'm gonna just ruin it before you feel me? Before I get hurt even deeper.
Yeah.
So like I push people away. Like that would be my one thing. I push people away, and I try to keep everybody near me, and now it just seems like I'm so natural pushing people away. I just push people away on accident.
Well, it's tough. It's a brand new people every time trying to come into your life, and how do they know anything about you? And how do you know anything about them? This is very hard stuff to try and sync up on the same wavelength and live together. So, okay, so then you're passing time now more on the streets, and this is, you went through 48 different
48 foster homes. Some be one day, some be a couple of weeks. Longest I ever stayed in a foster home was 7 months, and that was my first foster home.
Damn. And they have 5 kids in a room?
Sometimes, you know what I mean?
Sometimes up to
2,
5?
Sometimes there's 5 kids, yeah.
And this hand-me-down clothes, you get whatever food they serve you.
Yep. Christmas presents, you get like people who, they got programs like foster dream and stuff like that. They come through like CASA workers, case people like big brother, big sisters, and like the foster family don't buy you presents. You know what I mean? When Christmas comes, who's gonna buy you those presents? Nobody. I can't even remember the last time I even had a Christmas. And maybe in jail with a Snicker bar or something. So
we got one coming up. It would be good to potentially to fundraise and get some presents out.
Yeah.
This is good. This is very interesting.
Holidays, you know what I mean? Like trick or treating and stuff like that. I can't remember the last time I wore a Halloween costume either. You know what I mean? So, but
Juju, when was it that you're going to the streets, you're spending more of your time on the streets, you went through, when did you stop the 48th foster home? When was that?
The last foster home I was in, I was 17.
17, and so you're passing time now you're around 17, where are you living now?
I was living in Clear Lake, California.
Where?
Clear Lake, California. Clear Lake.
Oh, Clear Lake.
So I went out to Clear Lake, my foster social worker, he's like, I'm sending you hella far away, so you could just, one thing I tend to do is I could go anywhere in this world. I guarantee I can make a best friend in within 24 hours.
Good shit.
If that.
Exactly.
So that's one thing I did do. Like, so they sent me to Clear Lake, and like, I ride skateboards, you know what I mean? So the first day there, I go to the skate park, and I meet these dudes. I'm like, you know where I can get some weed at? You know what I mean? Like, you know where I can score some bud, you know what I mean? And fucking, they were like, oh yeah, right here, you could come to my mom. And like I started talking to their mom, and they're like, oh, you could come live with us. So like I lived in a trailer out there in Clear Lake, like a RV, like on the side of my friend's house for like a year. And then I moved back out here because to live with my best friend. And
to SF?
No,
to
Fairfield. Yeah.
So then you're 18.
Yeah, 18, and then I caught my first case as an adult. And I went to jail, got out.
What was your first case?
First case, I actually bought a stolen car off somebody, and I bought it for like $300.
Yeah.
And I had it for like 2 weeks, and finally this cop just pulled me over because the car matched a stolen car or something that popped up. and they took me to jail for receiving stolen property.
That type of a jailing doesn't make sense. How would you know that the car was stolen? You have to go do research and figure out that the car is stolen first?
I'm black. I'm a black male in America.
Yeah.
Of course that car is stolen. Even if I bought that car from a lot, I'm getting pulled over because that car is stolen. You know what I mean? Like, it's stereotypicalness, I guess.
Yeah.
But so I guarantee if I was white and I said that, they would probably cite it and release me and let me go. Took me to jail for 3 days. And from there, caught another case, like burglary. That's when I started. I learned how to break into things. I learned how to steal things.
To survive.
To survive, you know what I mean?
And what were you breaking into and stealing to survive?
Houses.
Yeah.
Cars, buildings, anything that wasn't bolted down. You know what I mean? So, but I'm not proud of it. You know what I mean? Like,
totally, me too.
You know what I mean? Like,
I've done the same.
I would kill for a 9 to 5. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, as you guys can't tell, like I'm about 80% of my body is tattooed. You know what I mean? And I got.
Do you have one on your neck? Because that's like the clincher. That's when you're gonna actually.
I got them on my face. Okay. You know what I mean? So, my hands. You feel me? Like all my arms.
And so that's actually a major hiring decision?
Nowadays though, like it's cool. You know what I mean? It's just nowadays, like tattoos, that's the thing. You know what I mean? Like everybody got tattoos, so like it's cool to have tattoos now.
Well, San Francisco, LA, New York, these places will still, but if you're like in the middle of nowhere, they'll be completely different. And actually, the way that you were describing when you're driving on the street, if you're in somewhere that is more of a metropolis area, you're more likely to get love than you are to get hate. Yeah. If you're in the middle of nowhere in the U.S., you can get a lot of hate, and there's been many documented instances of what you're describing, and that's some bullshit, and we got to get through that as soon as possible because their livelihoods are at risk, like your younger brother in that case. So when did you move to SF from Fairfield? All
right, so I moved from SF. So like my best friend in this entire world, and we're not even that cool. You know what I mean? Like I call her my sister. She's like the only real family I've had since like my grandparents. You know what I mean? Her name's Shauna Ray. She's from Pacifica, California, and I didn't come out here until like a couple of years. Like I've only been in Frisco, living out here for a year. Well, it's a year now, but like I stayed out here previously for like 6 months, but that's through my sister, and she brought me out here. One of my little brothers I call, that's probably out front right now, Sean, he does hella fentanyl and stuff. If you mean, my bad, Mac blast him on the internet. But
what's fentanyl?
Fentanyl, I don't know what the fuck it is. It's like 1,000 times worse than heroin. It's what kills. That's what all these ambulances out here. That's what kills a lot of these kids out here these days. Well, you feel me? It's a pharmaceutical. It killed Michael Jackson.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Fentanyl. That's the new thing. Yeah, that's the new thing. Fentanyl, huh? That we need to be careful of.
Ron, can you pull up you pull up the NDI, Ron?
If you have a pill of that shit and you put it in an air duct in a room full of people, at least. Or like 300 people. They say 30 out of those 100 people will die.
Well, 30 out of the 100 will die if they take fentanyl.
Yeah.
Fentanyl, common brands, Duragesic substance. It can treat severe pain. It's a narcotic controlled substance. High risk for addiction and dependence, can cause respiratory distress and death when taken in high doses or when combined with other substances, especially alcohol. Wow.
Yeah.
And so it's a pain reliever.
Yeah,
it's
they smoke it, shoot it, whatever. Like, it's a high commodity out here right now. Kind of hate it. You know what I mean? Because
you've tried it, fentanyl.
I've never once tried it.
But you see, it's taking its toll on the streets. People are dying.
I used to sell it. You know what I mean?
All right.
This medication used to help relieve severe ongoing pain. It belongs to a class of drugs known as opioids.
Yeah, it's an opiate. It's the strongest opiate in the world.
It is the strongest opiate. Fentanyl.
It's 1,000 times. It's like 100 times. Heroin times 100.
Wow.
I mean, so.
Wow. Holy shit. Okay, so now tell us where were you at? Why were you bringing it up?
So like that's, if you know my MO, you know what I mean, police, whoever, people on the streets, it doesn't fucking matter. Like
you know my the 3D logo.
If you know my MO, like I sell drugs. So that's why I started coming to Frisco's over drugs.
Sorry, I made a mistake here. Wait a minute, I'm sorry. I pushed the wrong button. I'm sorry, I made a mistake here.
We have to let the whole thing play.
No, yeah. Oh wait.
Okay,
Yeah, it's going. It's going.
Okay.
Yeah, I just
All
let
right,
it
we
play.
good.
out.
We good. Back at it. All right,
Yeah,
Fenton,
so-
back at it.
So like me and Sean just so happened to be messing with the same girl, but the girl told both of us, "Oh, he's like my brother," you know what I mean? So that's how me and him met. But I met the girl through my sister, and so I started hanging out with Sean, and my parole sent me to a program in Oakland, and it's right next to BART. So I figured, you feel me, just BART's just 10 minutes away, you know what I mean? That's what it feels like at least. And so I just hop on BART and I'll come out here because I don't know anybody from this part of the Bay Area, and like when I get close to you, I'll be close to you forever. Like even if you stab me in the back 1,000 times, I'll still, you feel me? Like I'll always forgive you. So like me and Sean, we've always been hella close, and since we met, and I just seen how it is out here. So I try to make a difference. I don't know why. I don't know what made me want to make a difference, but like it was just different from seeing people like growing up homeless where I live, and then coming out here. It's like at the end of the day, it's all the same community. Everybody knows how to respect each other. Everybody knows how to look out for each other. Like if you need anything, you know what I mean? So
Tell us about more of this. What are these sort of etiquettes that happen? When did you come out to SF? How old were you?
When I became to move and live out here homeless,
Yeah,
about a year ago.
a year ago. Now, so you're 25 when you did that. What happened between 20 and 25 before we get to more of that?
20 and 25. I went to prison. They gave me 8 years, 8 months.
For what?
Burglary, possession of
Jesus.
cells,
Jesus.
possession of firearm. All those trumped up to a hell of different things. I did 5 years, 3 months, 21 days on it.
You did 5 years?
5 years, 3 months, 21 days. But let me backtrack a little bit. When I was 12, when I was saying, I always looked for a family. So what made me go heavy into the streets is I went looking for that family in these streets.
Yeah.
I got clicked up with somebody. I'm not gonna Mac blast what I got clicked up with, but if you know me, you know what it is. And I got clicked up, you know what I mean? And
What does being clicked up mean?
I joined a gang.
You joined a gang. Okay.
I want to say a gang. I joined a struggle, a
A
movement.
struggle. A movement.
Clicked up? That's what
Clicked
they
up.
call it?
Clicked up,
All
banged
right.
up, you know what I mean?
Get rad with the nomenclature,
You know what I
with the
mean?
verbiage.
So I put my life, signed my life to the devil basically, and I joined for all the wrong reasons, but I stayed for all the right reasons. You know what I mean? Because it's what I believe in.
Family.
It's a family, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's that family I never had, you know what I mean? Like my kids are gonna grow up to not my mom and dad as grandparents. It's probably gonna be some random people that I call my mom and dad. You know what I mean? Like I got a mom and dad out
Well,
here.
we're your brothers. I want to say that,
Yeah.
Juju. You're looking for a family. I'll just, we're all interconnected in one way or another. We can't lose sight of that.
True.
And just,
why we're doing
I'm your brother, Juju.
Thank
And,
you, brother.
we're wishing you the best of luck if your situation is, you're
It's
looking
like
for some certain content in life. Let's see what we can do to make that happen. Because I personally, don't do enough for any movement of, certain marginalized communities. So
Agreed.
let's go. Yeah,
Agreed.
Juju, let's continue the
keep it-
conversation.
I spent more of my life behind the walls, I feel like, than I have on the streets. This Halloween actually was my first Halloween in, I feel like almost 8 years
Yeah.
out on the streets.
Yeah.
And I just spent it by myself, walking around.
Yeah.
I don't know, I guess, I don't know, you just...
See, you gave me that better understanding now that I think a lot of times we end up, when you grew up in a situation that didn't have that immediate love and that immediate family, and that's a crucial part of nurturing children into the world, is for them to have love and family. And like you said, also resources and tools for you to be able to figure out what you love and care about. And so then you went out looking for love, and you were looking for it in like a girl, you were looking for it in a group of people, getting clicked up. That kind of stuff, I wonder how often that happens, and I mean, and how to build that loving culture to make it so that we don't go into burglaries and go into the loops of crime that end up people for 5 years behind bars.
But isn't that part of the economy? If you go trying to make people better, aren't you messing up with a part of the economy?
We're switching the economy around. We're moving the economy around. The economy's no longer going to be about prisons and about the bullshit nonsense. It's going to be about more health and wellness and sustainability and love and that type of stuff. So the economy's totally shifting right now in that direction. So we're not even going to talk about that.
I'm waiting to see more.
I was just there. I was just experiencing it myself. It's totally going in that direction.
The collapse of empire.
All right. So now we're talking about family. We're talking about love. We're talking about these things. Now tell us about this. You know, you were in for 5 years. That's fucking. I was in for 4 months, and I thought that was fucking forever.
I did 4 days in Mitchell, South Dakota. The jail. Being
in there is like, tell us about what it was like for you.
That's where I learned how to be a man at. You know what I mean? It sucks. Like Mazi says, prison brothels turned a man out of a little nigga. But like you learn how you I'm wild. You know what I mean? Like I'm hyper. I like to have fun. I like to make jokes. Like in there, you gotta learn how to humble yourself. Yeah. You gotta learn how to conduct yourself, especially being part of what I'm part of. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta be sometimes you gotta be somebody you're not. Mm-hmm. And you gotta learn how to survive. You gotta learn how to
putting on the front.
Yeah,
the eminence front. It's put on. Sometimes people forget. Do you know that song by The Who? Am I dating myself there? Yeah. Do you know that one? Eminence front.
Eminence front.
Yeah, right on.
Continue.
Yeah, and then you gotta you feel me? Like, to show another man respect, to live with like 1,000 other men, you know what I mean? On a bunk bed, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta learn how to, you gotta learn how to show respect to people.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, that comes to visiting, like, in the visiting room, like, don't stare at another guy's wife, you know what I mean? You learn how to clean, you know how to, like, you're not gonna live in a dirty jail cell.
Yeah.
So, like, you learn how to, you feel me? Learn how to survive, and then being a grown-ass man and behind prisons, like, 9 times out of 10, your girl's not going to stay. Like your girl's not going to stay. So then you better learn how to work so you can learn how to survive and eat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, I never was taught that because I was too busy running around these streets and doing whatever. But I learned a lot of stuff I learned in prison I used to just normal day life. And I feel like it keeps me sane. It keeps me there, you know what I mean? But, like, for some reason, I just can't stay out of jail.
So what were some of the resources that you had there? Did they give you access to library, access to exercise, access to learning?
Yeah, that's one thing that I could tell you. When I was in jail, every time I'm in jail, I don't just sit there. I don't sit there and I don't watch TV. I don't fucking play games all day, you know what I mean? Like, I sit there, I work out, I come home super healthy every time. I read. I've read over thousands of books. I love to read.
Yeah. What's your favorite stuff to read?
I like action adventure right now.
Yeah.
I was kind of into like what we're doing right now. Have you ever read The Child Called It? That's my favorite book.
Child Called It.
That's my favorite book in the world. I recommend you guys read that. If you have any kids that are in foster care, they read it. It's by Dave Pelzer.
Yeah.
And basically, like, his life is almost exactly like what happened to me. And now
it's like a foster story.
Yeah, it's like a foster story. It's a Child Called It. His mom was so abusive.
Damn.
Like, hella abusive. Stabbed, hella stuff, you know what I mean? And I don't know, it's just my life. I don't know, you have to ask the right questions. I could go on and on for months.
This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to learn more about you and what happened here. So
I wasn't always homeless.
Totally. Your story is so it's just super interesting, and this is now how many other people have stories along this. And let's go to some of the this last year you got out of prison.
Yes.
And that was in California.
High desert.
High desert. Okay.
Level 3.
Okay, level 3. So what are the levels mean?
Level 4 would be the highest. Level 3 and 4 are the highest. They got a no hands-on policy.
What does that mean? No hands-on?
Basically, if you want to get into an issue, it's going to be a riot, and so everybody's getting stabbed. So.
As in the jail officers are going to prison officers.
No, jail officers are just gonna they're gonna let it go out for like 30 or 40 minutes, and then they're gonna come in with the block guns and start laying shit down.
Yeah, and so
They let you fight for a while
Yeah,
before they break it up? Is that how they roll?
Yeah, they usually won't break it up. They let it finish out. If it gets too big, they're gonna start hitting people with tear gas, beanbag guns.
Yeah.
My first day in prison, well, first line, main line, the Southsiders were doing a removal, and like this dude would not stop stabbing this dude. Like you could tell the dude was dead. It was over with, and like he wouldn't stop stopping him. So the dude in the tower, like everywhere you go, it says no warning shots. Stay behind the line.
No warning shots.
Yeah, no warning shots.
Jesus, why don't they put something else there instead of a piece of tape that says no warning shots?
No warning shots means like if they tell you to get down and the yard goes down, you gotta get down. But like, so like, if they have to pull those guns out, they're not shooting to warn you.
Yeah.
They're just shooting to kill.
Exactly. Yeah.
I seen this. I've never heard a grown man scream how I heard him scream. This fool got shot with a Mini 14 and it blew his whole hip off, and he did like a 540. And like, and like, that's when I knew it was real. You know what I mean? Like, I knew it was real. My second month on the main line, the yard went up, 300-man riot. That's when I really knew where I was like, I mean, I'm really here right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm here for 5 fucking years.
Yeah. So I was really supposed to only be there for 4. I got 8.5, and I wound up catching a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Cell phones, you know what I mean? Smoking weed, fucking.
How the fuck did they get cell phones?
The cops, dirty cops, you know what I mean?
How does that work? How do they get that shit in there?
Just the right amount.
And you
anybody
just trade
do anything
up for it?
Yeah, the right amount of people, anybody would do anything for $1. You know what I mean? So, you just got to find the right corrupt motherfucker. You know what I mean? Everywhere is corrupt, down to the White House.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
They're trying to talk about all these programs they're trying to send us, and they're all called FEMA camps. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna send us to a FEMA camp. That's basically a prison inside of a prison.
What is FEMA? Do you know what FEMA stands for?
FEMA, I don't know.
Federal Emergency Management.
Yeah.
Some sort. Is that yeah?
Yeah, basically it's like population control.
Let's see, FEMA camp.
Of course, you've heard of the FEMA camps.
I thought it was bullshit.
Of course, you've heard of the FEMA camps, Alan.
I thought it was like some tweaker, like, oh, they're gonna put us in like this and that. Like, no, that shit's really happening right now.
So,
it's basically
FEMA's U.S. Federal Emergency Management Agency.
Yeah, basically it's legal slaverism or whatever it's called.
Planning to imprison U.S. citizens in concentration camps.
Yep.
This is typically described as following the imposition of martial law in the United States after a major disaster or crisis. Suspected dissidents will be imprisoned. Large number of U.S. citizens will be imprisoned for the purposes of extermination as New World Order is established.
Holocaust. Population control.
About FEMA, the United States government agency tasked with effective management of major emergencies within the country, large-scale disasters such as nuclear war. So, so you're saying there are FEMA camps inside of prisons?
No, there's FEMA camps inside of right now. Like,
inside of what?
Navigation center, all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, they got police arresting homeless people and like sending them to these programs.
Like a FEMA camp.
Yeah, basically program means FEMA, I guess in a way. Like they're trying to, like if you don't go to a program, if you're homeless, like they're gonna send you to jail.
What's the program? I
don't know. It's they got the Navigation Center, Health Right 360.
Navigation
Project
Center?
Hummingbird.
They call it a Navigation Center. Yes.
It's like dorms with people, but like you could leave there, but now, like, you know how when Donald Trump started kidnapping the kids?
Yes.
Just like that. That's what they were put in. Prisons, kids in prison. Because they were homeless, they were immigrants.
Right.
So.
Now, is this a program that's available to you,
Juju,
I mean, on the streets? I mean,
yeah, I'm trying to get into it.
So you are.
He said that last time
I'm not trying to be out here in these
right.
streets
Yeah. Well,
so there's these navigation centers. So there's So, but then if people are given the option to go to these places, usually they can find a place to live. They can find a job.
Yeah, that's just, I don't know really out here how it is. Like I think it's just a place for them to live and get off the streets and sleep. You know what I mean? Have a place to go. But they say like they're supposed to give you housing. They got like these new housing things and stuff like that. But like that's really my only problem. Like if I know since I've done it. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't always like this. You know what I mean? Like I was always in the streets, but like I wasn't always head on in the streets like how I am now. And it's like they say after a certain amount of days they'll give you an apartment and stuff like that. But I don't know, a lot of people don't make it. They go there, they get high. They say those programs right now are worse than the streets.
Programs are worse than the streets?
Yeah, they say the programs are worse than the streets right now.
But then why do you want to go into one?
Because I'm not trying to go there for the street part of it. I'm trying to go there for the actual benefits of it. You know what I mean? Like, I've been in these streets 26 years of my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
you're over it.
I'm over it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, there's no reason I should be 26 and tired. You know what I mean? Like
26 and thriving, yeah.
And not thriving. I'm tired.
Tired.
No,
he doesn't want to be 26
I said rather
and tired.
than 26 and tired, you want to be 26 and thriving.
You know what I mean?
Thriving.
Like, I want to. You feel me? Like, I know what it's like to stand on the block. You feel me? With a mouthful of spitters. You know what I mean? I know what it's like to hold a pistol. I know what it's like to lay people down. I know what it's like to do everything that will send me to behind those walls. You know what I mean? Everything. I know what it's like to be part of the urban life, I guess you want to call it. And I also know what it's like to be part of the normal life, the normal American citizen, I guess is what people want to say.
Yeah.
I'm tired of, you feel me, standing in the alleys. I'm tired of beating people up because they stole fucking some tinfoil or some shit, you feel me, on my backpack. And I'm tired of, you feel me, like, all this stupid ass fuck shit, you know what I mean? Like, I've lost almost every single one of my best friends from these streets. And I'm surprised I didn't go before them. You know what I mean? So that's, I lost my wife to these streets. I lost my daughters to these streets.
Yeah, that's right.
I've lost everything to these streets. Cars, apartments, shoes, you feel me? That's all materialistic stuff, but you know what I mean? Like,
so when did you get married? Or when did you have a kid?
I had a kid. Apparently I have another one too. I don't know how that's gonna go. I guess 9 years ago was the first one.
Thanks, Ron. So 9 years ago?
Yeah.
So, and how did that happen? That was back in foster care?
Yeah, that was just one random night on ecstasy. But I just found out about her about a week ago, and my daughter Tiana, I found out about her when I got out of prison. So,
what happened?
What happened with her?
Tiana, yeah.
Tiana Nicole, my best friend. She always saved my life. Because I was really fucked up and depressed and emotionally and everything. I met Tiana when she was 4, or her mom, Tori. She basically pulled me out of my depression. I tried to kill myself twice. I was thinking any way, you feel me, to get away from my life, you know what I mean, like my past and my future. And this little girl just brought the world, I don't know, like, she wouldn't leave me alone. That's what it was. Always screaming, Dad. Anytime, you feel me, like, I need somebody to talk to, she'd sit there, pat into the seat, you know what I mean, like, but the streets took her too, you know what I mean, like, being homeless stuff, you learn how to make homeless family and people around you, you feel me? And some people ain't all right in the head. Some people are like jealous. Like, how you gonna be jealous of a 4-year-old? You know what I mean? So one day, around Christmas, she went with her grandpa, and I don't really want to get into details about it on camera, but somebody put hands on my daughter and she got took away. And you feel me? I don't know. It was sucked. So that made me and my girl break up, and we just went our separate ways. She was supposed to get her back. I couldn't stay out of jail. Like, I always run. That's my biggest pet peeve is going to jail. That's my downfall, and that's from either because I can't I don't have no money to catch the bus to Vallejo to see my parole, or I just don't check in. It's always checking in. I don't really catch cases like that.
Yeah.
Anymore.
Interesting. So even just going and checking in itself, if
I'm
it
pretty
can
sure
be
I'm
tough.
going back to jail soon right now because I haven't been to Vallejo. Like he told me to go back to a program. I didn't go to it all because of a girl. Me and her broke up, so that made me go to probation and start asking about these programs. She finally does she does a referral for the program, and I just don't go. Like I go, like I try. I called, left messages. No one called and left me back. So like if I feel like no one cares about me, then why should I care about myself? You know what I mean? Why should I go do that? So that's why I should go right after this, actually.
So as you're talking about this, to me, what is nuts is that you're trying to calculate how to go and check in to parole. Meanwhile, you're also trying to go to the navigation.
Yeah, I mean they're working. My parole and probation work together. It's more. I'm trying to still be in the streets and still do the right thing.
Yeah. Because
that's just what I'm used to is the streets, but that's what I want is doing the right thing. I don't want to be out here cold every night. I don't want to be out here wearing the same outfit for 3 to 4 days. I don't want to go steal from stores. You feel me? I don't want to go.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like I don't want to be hot in the alley, nodded off on drugs. You feel me? Like I don't want none of that. You know what I mean? I just want to be at home. You feel me? I want to go to work, to and from work. You feel me? Throw my keys on the table and just come home. You know what I mean?
What do you need to do that?
My only problem is stable living. It's so hard to become a stable living, like.
Because right now, like you said, you try and go get an employment and you have the tattoos. What's the thing that's holding you back from getting that first job? The record?
The record, you know what I mean? The felonies, really anything. School, you know what I mean? I dropped out of school when I was 16 years old to ride skateboards. I thought I was going to become a professional. Prison stopped that.
But you can do a task at a job perfectly fine.
I could do anything I could put my heart to. It's just not having the credentials, not having a high school diploma. It's not having a stable housing. Like right now, I don't have an ID card. I don't have a social security card. I don't have anything. Only thing I got right now is a quarter in my pocket, a bike with a flat tire, it's a $900 necklace, and $200 shoes. You know what I mean? And a phone that's going to get shut off soon because I can't pay for the bill. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I shouldn't even really be here right now because you feel me? Like, I don't know what, you feel me? I haven't ate today. I woke up late. You know what I mean? Fucking, I don't have no money to pay for my room. So I'll probably be standing outside your office, you know what I mean? Like, all night. Little do you guys know, I live in a closet right next door. You feel me? So, and that's probably not even it's not even a closet, it's called a gas room. You know what I mean? Like, and then once I get caught in there, that's breaking and entering. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I don't know how to change it.
Well, I guess we're aiding and abetting a criminal right now. Then
I'm not a criminal. I'm not running right now.
Why is the system has so many pieces that are so fucked that make it so hard to get people out of the fucking bullshit? Yeah. Because I'm as you're talking about all of the things that are coming together that make this happen, it's like they're there and they're holding it back. They're trying to make it so that society is a safe place, but at the same time, it's holding people back from being able to, like, you just need to fucking live. You just need to get that first job. You just need to stabilize yourself so you can come home and so you can, like you said, be content.
Yeah.
And to make that process easier for people is super duper important. That's how we can humanize each other. I want to talk about some of these misconceptions before we end. This is really important. You were saying earlier that the term homeless is fucking whack.
Whack, you know what I mean? Like,
tell us about that.
Homeless. The word homeless, in my eyes and a lot of people's eyes, is when you hear homeless, you think of, army jacket, army pants, big ass duffel bag, shopping carts, probably a tent somewhere. You know what I mean? Always on drugs. Like, I don't want to, like, then that's like this typical stereotype of homeless. Like if you look at me, even right now, I feel grimy, nasty. But if you look at me, like my pants, my shirt, everything still has price tags on it. You know what I mean? Like you couldn't tell I was homeless unless I told you I was homeless. Unless you see me in this alley, chilling, and even then, you feel me? You couldn't tell I was homeless. A lot of times when the police come through here, I'm passing out supplies, so people think I work for the Clyde. You know what I mean? It's homelessness. I wouldn't say I'm homeless. I'm just without home.
Yeah, without home.
Homeless to me means lost. That's those people that I ain't ever gonna get back. Those people that are sitting there selling themselves shorts for cigarettes or standing in front of the stores, you feel me, begging for change. You would never see me beg for anything. That's one thing I learned how to do growing up, is stand on my own too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
interesting. So without home.
Yeah, I'm just without home.
You're on your way to home is what you want to.
Yeah, I'm
trying to find a home.
I'm just without home, you know what I mean? Like, eventually, you feel me? Like, if I continue this route, you know what I mean? Like, I will, because I guess I will could be considering myself homeless, you know what I mean? Like, but I'm not eating out the trash cans, you know what I mean? Like, I'll go smoke a bowl of meth before I fucking eat out of a trash can.
Yeah.
So, it's like, I use drugs, but I'm not a drug addict, you know what I mean? Like, my life isn't revolved around drugs. Like, my life is revolved around surviving.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, when I get my money, I don't get my money for myself. I get money for my brothers, my sisters,
Yeah.
You feel me? My mom and my dad. You know what I mean? Like, there's people out here that I just met that if they want something, just how how they carry themselves, if I have it, I give it to them.
Yeah, yeah.
Just recently, my second day out of jail, I'm on the bus, and this dude Rich, that was one of the dudes I was staying with outside.
Mm-hmm.
He's gets on the bus shirtless. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. He has these EKG things from his hospital bracelet. Just got out the hospital.
Yeah.
He had no T-shirt. I took my shirt off my back and gave it to him. You feel me? Like, I took my shoes off my feet and gave it to people because I know I could get it. I know I could. You feel me? Like,
you knew you were confident in yourself to go get it, but then you could give it to them in that moment. Give them, yeah.
You feel me? Like,
that's a good way to think about giving. Because you can go, we can go and find a means here to go and get the next things that we need to continue making this. So that way we can give what we have right now to others. It's a very good way to put it, but it's also extremely difficult to put into context. It'd be like, well, why don't you just give this entire recording studio to someone that can't afford a recording studio, and why don't you go and put together the next pieces for yourself to be able to go get another recording studio? And that idea is also like, well, I don't quite want to do that. And so it's like, well, what do you do then? Like, do I have an extra pair of shoes? Yeah. Do I have an extra shirt? Fuck yeah. Do I have extra food? Yeah, fuck yeah. These are the things that we can absolutely pass along, right? So you can't break yourself in order to help someone else. You can't completely break yourself. You can give parts of yourself off. Yeah.
And basically, like, and around here, like, I don't know if the world, like, whoever watches this, like, I'm pretty well known around here, which sucks. You feel me? Like, I'm like, but like,
why is that bad?
Because of like being well known around here, like, old enemies, you know what I mean? They can find you easy. You know what I mean? I'll just be like, hey, you know this person? Oh yeah, he hangs out right here. Yeah. You feel me? How do you know him? Oh, I'm his cousin. You feel me? Oh, so now someone, your cousin's here. Now I walk up and I'm shot. I'm dead. You know what I mean? Like, and it's that. You feel me? That's like one of the downfalls. And another one is like the police. You know what I mean? Like, if you're like the police, if they know you for crimes, it's bad. Like, it's really bad. But I don't know. It's like
you've been identified.
You're stereotyped. You know what I mean?
Is there another community that you can go to that makes you less known, that makes it easier for you to get a job?
For some reason, I feel like I'm known everywhere. Like, everywhere I go, I know somebody. But like out here in Frisco, like when I lived out here before, I had a job. My first job was ever out here. I was doing good, you know what I mean? And I don't know, it's like, I feel there's more opportunities out here.
Yeah.
There's way more opportunities out here. Like, especially if I want to be something or be somebody. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to be the president, but I just want to be somebody.
Exactly.
I don't know if we have a little bit of time left, but
We do.
I'll come back. You know what I mean? I'm an ordained minister now.
You're an ordained minister?
I got ordained as a minister this last time I was in jail.
What?
Yes.
So can that get you work?
It opens doors. What I really want to do is, I want to go to juvenile halls. I want to go to schools. I want to go to set up groups. You feel me, at the community center. I want to speak to kids.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, kids growing up, like, in foster care, kids that are like just getting those ages, they don't know where they want to be. Like, what groups, like, they want to be a rocker, they want to be emo, they want to be a gangster rapper. You know what I mean? Like, because I've been to all those, man. I used to wear skinny jeans, had both my lips pierced, wear leather jackets. You know what I mean? I played guitar, I played drums. You know what I mean? Like, and like, I ride skateboards.
You want to help
gang bang,
guide the youth.
Yeah, like
I don't help prevent them from getting into trouble.
Yeah,
too.
like, I don't want to sit there and preach to the kids about this and that. Your life could be this and that because I read it in a book. I want to let these kids know, like, I'm still young. For me, like, I know what time it is. You know what I mean? Like, this, if you want to live like this is what you're gonna turn out to be. You feel me? Like,
You're
gonna have, like,
be another role for them to see, because usually they have a somebody in their lives, some sort of relative or influence of their life saying that if you live like this is what you would end up being. But then if another person like you came in and said, I have actually lived those things that they're saying, so you can make you can change the trajectory of your life right now to do what you want instead of end up in a trap.
Yeah.
And this trap that you're talking about is not, it doesn't make it easy to get out of the trap. The way you're talking about it is changing the way that I think about it, and that's really important. And I hope it's changing the way other people are thinking about it as well. I can't believe that the amount of dehumanization that goes on in the world, because we do not even know the life stories of people like yourself before we say anything about you. Like, you had a very clear, when you're born to just your mom, and then you go off to just your grandparents, and then you go to the 48 foster care centers, and then you go to the streets, you go to prison. You have to survive. You learn all these different things. There's so much trauma that's built up. Now you just want to just have somewhere to come home and drop the keys off after the job. Yeah. And that's not a lot to ask for, to have a system that helps people do that, and we got to figure out how to do that. It's a global conversation. It has to happen, and it's really tough to figure out where to start, but I know a place to start. We're going to make a GoFundMe page for Juju, and the link's going to be in the bio, and you can find that link in the bio to Juju's GoFundMe page, and there we're going to put together at least $500, if not $1,000. We're going to start by putting that together for Juju. We're going to see if we can get you to mom in North Carolina, you said? See if we can get you to mom. Also see if we can get Juju through the navigation center. These are the things that we gotta do. We gotta do these things. These are the little things we can do. Get you out of here with at least food, at least food, and at least whatever else you need, clothing, whatever else you need. And Juju, what are your thoughts? What do you think? About to say something.
I don't know. I just want, like, I guess the people out there to know, like if you look at me, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people are judgmental. You know what I mean? Like, if like you hear, oh, he was in foster care, he just got out of prison. Oh, he has a teardrop on his face. He has, he wears a hoodie all the time, and he smokes cigarettes. Like, the first thing you're gonna think of is hoodlum thug. Don't trust him. You feel me? Like, he's gonna rob me or something like that. Like little did the people know, like, everything I do out here in these streets, and a lot of people, you feel me? It's not, everybody's not bad. Everyone's not a bad person, but like, we're labeled bad people.
Yeah.
I'll be your Superman. You know what I mean? Like, if you need anything, if people need help across the street, old lady needs help across the street, if you need $1, you know what I mean? Like, if somebody's fucking with you, you feel me? Like, to other people outside would be like, okay, this guy's beating this guy up for no reason. Like, no, if I beat you up 9 times out of 10, it's for a really good reason. You know what I mean? Like, and you feel me? Like, we're not bad people out here. Like, just because people use drugs and stuff like that. People use drugs to run away from the real world because it's something that happened to them, a tragedy.
Yeah, that's right.
You feel me? Like, and we just want to be treated as normal people. You know what I mean? Like,
that's right.
Like, quit harassing us and talking down on us. Why don't you guys help us out? Like, why don't you guys, you feel me? Like, help us make a step. Give us that ride to probation or parole so we don't end up in jail.
Well, we have to completely change the system, I'm afraid to say. The only way to really fix that is to just really, the whole system needs to change, you know, with the epidemic of all that's happening.
Right. I guarantee you, like, when I first met you, I have my homies, you feel me? Like, 2 days out of the week, those blue shirts that used to come clean the alley, they don't even clean it really that much anymore. But like, Wednesdays and Thursdays, I'll make them sit down. You feel me? I'll give them $20 to eat a lunch. Go get some lunch. We'll clean the alley. Like, we live here in these alleys.
Yeah.
But like, not all of us, like, if we fuck it up, it's gonna get cleaned in the morning, for sure. You know what I mean? Like, people don't, like, some people are just don't give a fuck, you feel me? But not everybody's like that. Not even half of everybody's like that.
Yeah.
There's always just like a 3%.
Yeah, that ruin the image for other people that are just trying to make it. I asked this question on the show, Juju. I want to know what you think about it. What do you think is the most beautiful thing in the world?
Most beautiful thing in the world? My ex-wife. No, playing. No, the most beautiful thing in the world would be Brett, I guess, the air. Most beautiful thing in the world would be the world, I guess, in a weird way to me.
Those are good. Yeah, those are good.
I mean, I'm not a high-powered 5% or nothing like that. It's, I guess, living would be the most beautiful thing in the world.
These are real good. Breath, world, living, yeah.
Ex-wife, you know what I mean? That's one thing that's messed me up a lot, is my divorce. We'll talk about that later.
Juju, I got you a link in the bio for GoFundMe. I'm gonna make that page. We're gonna set you up with that. Hopefully, get people to contribute, and then I'll link up with Juju and get you the funding for that as soon as possible. Juju, this has been. I don't even know how to say it. It's raw, you know. It's raw. It's real. It's you, you know. And I
wish I could have told you more, or told them more. I told you a lot.
We'll bring him back. We'll have you back, Juju,
There's
and
more
you
to
can
talk about,
continue, you know, see what we can do with
and
turning
Juju,
someone's life around.
Juju, I fucking love you, man. I do.
Man.
I love you. Please stay with us. Stay with us in the world.
I mean, so.
Let's make it happen. Let's get you into the situation where you can throw the keys on the table and you can say, like, I'm content with my life. Like, I love my life.
I wanna write a book.
Yeah.
I don't know about
Promise yourself to do it and do it.
I wanna write a book.
Promise yourself to do it and do it. Those are the big things that you can do in life. Set those goals. Thank you, Juju. Thank you for coming on. Really appreciate it. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. This has been a hugely emotional episode and a serious episode about what we can do to change things and move things around. Please go check out the link in the bio to Juju's GoFundMe page. Let's get that rolling as soon as possible, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks, Ron, for producing and directing. Much love, everyone. We'll see you soon.